I was good, y'all niggas, man. We got the underground has a gimmick rapper problem. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, facts. We at a point to where like these niggas just chasing nostalgia. I feel like at a point, but I think that's like every era though. You know what I'm saying? Cause every era like they got like a clone, but people say they a clone or some shit or somebody else from the past era. So I think everything just coming back around, bro. That's it. We finna get into this video, bro. Y'all niggas goddamn like, subscribe, man. We got a fucking ad.
Make you believe we know what we're doing, when in fact, we do not.
This nigga Bill not doing these type of commercials now?
Alright guys, so I kind of wanted to make a follow-up video to my other video about the underground rap page war about gimmick rappers, and actually speak about gimmick rappers and what I think is a gimmick rapper and what they debated on as a gimmick rapper, and you know, go over some examples of gimmick rappers. For example, Too Slimy, Lil Too Posh, Fruit Snacks, Whole Lot of Cheese, Nine Vicious even, kinda. But anyways, let's get into it. Alright, so first of all, a gimmick rapper, I guess the definition, if you just think about it simply, is nothing crazy. It's not rocket science. A gimmick rapper to me is basically a rapper who uses like some sort of quote-unquote gimmick to get attention for themselves as an artist and their music, you know? And this can be done in many different ways. You know, the like trend right now is nostalgia farming, but I'll go over
You just said what I said.
that a bit later. The easiest like gimmick most of these rappers can do is just have horrible music. I'll give you an example. Too Slimy. Too Slimy's music is like objectively trash, and he's almost like stuck with it just to like keep up with the whole aesthetic or whatnot. If you listen to his music, it's like really distorted. He's like, he has this really weird
Who the hell is that?
flow, and just everything about him is like funny. He's basically like this Mexican guy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost as if you like hit random on like everything when you're creating a human. He's like this like chubby Mexican guy who does fake perks, lives in Oklahoma, has a lemur, makes really bad underground music, does fraud, and like paid a bunch of like underground rap pages way too much money to blow him up. Now here's the thing about this whole like gimmick rap like marketing thing. Okay, so first of all, the way Too Slimy blew up was he just made really trash music. He paid the right underground like rap pages, and he got a little emotional. The thing about this whole
Nigga, is that the method now? Promos, nigga?
like gimmick rap thing is it can actually work for you. Like, you can actually use it to like boost your career. I'll give a couple examples. A recent like example I would say is Lil Too Posh. Now Lil Too Posh's music is still pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Some of it's kind of fun and kind of growing on me, but only because I guess I'm chronically online. Anyone in real life would just tell you that shit is trash. Let me explain my point. Lil Too Posh's first little exposure or come up was on Twitter when everyone started like posting him for like a day, and he was just a joke. Like, people were just making fun of his music. Like, there was like this Save That remix I think he did, and some like other Chief Keef like Glow remixing. They're just horrible. It was just horrible music. He had like a really fried preset. He has like a nasally-ish voice, and I don't know, just his whole like demeanor is funny. But now people are actually like kind of seriously listening to him as an artist in the underground, and yeah, he kind of like came up off that gimmick, you know what I mean? And I guess he does have like a decent aesthetic, but I don't know, that's just like another person who also like used a gimmick to get some exposure is Wildcard Uno. I think he changed his name or something, but he was like, before Laserdisc, he was the guy on like those crazy like 808 beats, but he was like screaming, and one of his songs kind of went viral. The thing about him is like he just kept doing it. He should have known when to like hop off it. I'll give you an example. Laserdisc, when Laserdisc first started like going up, a lot of the beats he was hopping on were way harsher. They still had like those crazy 808s, but they were way harsher and just harder on the ears. And he kind of like, I don't think he intentionally did this, or maybe he did this, but he started hopping on beats that were a little easier to listen to, if that makes sense. And then he just came up from there, you know what I mean? So yeah, that like, you can actually use like a gimmick in a good way. But I almost feel like a lot of these underground rappers are just kind of gimmick rappers. Like Brennan Jones kind of came up off a gimmick. If you're like unfamiliar, his first snippet, that whole like Duval thing, everyone was like, whoa, it's like a white guy, but he sounds like he sounds like Glock 40 Spaz, and he's like into fashion, and I guess he really likes Sterling Ruby. Him sounding like Glock 40 Spaz but being white was like the gimmick, you know, he got a lot of flack for that, you know? But there are also like other types of gimmicks, like I'll give you an example, like nostalgia farming. That's the other type of gimmick I wanted to speak about. Nine Vicious is doing the nostalgia farming the most right now, because to me there's a difference between having an aesthetic and like understanding culture and just blatantly ripping something and having absolutely no creativity. Nine Vicious like blatantly rips aesthetics. The whole thing about Nine Vicious is he gets a pass for doing it because I will admit he has like good melodies, but he's also Young Thug's nephew. He's like YSL or whatever. But I feel like all his cover arts, his like are just his cover art, like his mannerisms. He's just copying Thug. You know what I mean? Or if he's not copying Thug, he's like remaking something. And I get it. I get there's like I get Lucky's done it. I get like Cardi's kind of done it. But the way they did it was like a lot cooler. You know what I mean? And when they did it was also different. I feel like Nine Vicious almost just takes anything and just like puts it on. If that makes sense. Speaking of nostalgia farming, another rapper who also got some flack for it was 13 Degrees. 13 Degrees, when he first came out, kind of had potential to be something cool in my opinion, you know. I don't know, but I just feel like when he actually popped out with his aesthetic, and honestly the thing with 13 Degrees is I kind of like fuck with the commitment to the nostalgia farming, if that makes sense. Like his stories, he posts like Instagram stories the way they used to look, like he does like these vines, I don't know, and obviously he takes all his photos on like old iPhone pictures and stuff, and he does like the way he does hashtags and stuff. It's cool, I guess. But yeah, he basically dresses like somebody from Tumblr in like 2013, and everything he wears is fake, and then the music also is like, you know, like Jack and old kind of. And in other words, he's not really like original, but because he's doing like this throwback shit, he's getting attention. I will say he has some good songs, but yeah, the majority, like most of the reason why people are tapped into 13 Degrees is like the whole aesthetic and everything. And when you strip it all back, it's like there are other people on SoundCloud who make the type of shit he makes. So yeah, that's another form. I also put Fruit Snacks in the thumbnail just because I feel like Fruit Snacks, I don't even know if I would say gimmick rapper. She's almost like a meme rapper. Like Fruit Snacks is like this underground TikToker girl.
Don't even mention.
Girl. I don't know, there's not much more to say. She's just not taken seriously, you know, like Fruit Snack, like her name is Fruit Snacks. But anyway, she decided to start making music, and it was really, really, really horrible. It was like a Molly Santana clone, I think. And I don't know, I listened to there was like this Sanguine Paradise remix she did, and it was all over Twitter, and yeah, that shit was ass too. So I guess the gimmick for her was just being herself, and she was already kind of like a meme, like the whole underground. So yeah, I feel like almost every like one of these underground rappers has like some sort of like gimmick. You know what I mean? Like Max and Margella, his gimmick was him being like a Netspend clone, you know. And I don't even think that was like totally. I don't even think he wanted to be a Netspend clone, but he was just heavily influenced by him, you know. But the main thing about all these gimmick rappers is the music is not good. Like even 13 Degrees, who isn't like a full-on gimmick rapper.
Nowadays, just get a good gimmick. It gotta be different though. Get some just get a good gimmick, and it gotta be something different nowadays. But that's all you need, nigga. Gimmick.
Rapper like Max and Margella.
Rapper, the raps don't even matter no more, nigga.
I'll be honest, Nine Vicious got like good generic music, but he's not like a great artist to me. You know what I mean? He's just like, he's alright. You get what I'm saying? He's just like, he's alright. He's alright. Like, they're just all really bad, you know? And the reason for it is because the way they get attention is not because their music is good, it's because their posts get engagement on like underground rap, like media pages and their own profiles, if that makes sense. And like, look, there's also this other thing too, like not everything is a gimmick. Like if you look up gimmick on Google, right? The definition is a trick or device intended to attract attention, publicity, or business. So not all of these are like tricks or meant to just get publicity. Some of these are just talking points. Like you know Tezis, he has that like big face tat. I wouldn't call that a gimmick. Somebody on Twitter called that a gimmick. That's just like a talking point about the person. I just feel like some of these gimmicky rappers are just, they're almost like, especially in the underground, it's almost like fast fashion, like fast food. I feel like Too Slimy isn't even relevant. If you go on Instagram, Too Slimy only has 25k followers. He's like cool, but he didn't even really go up like that for a gimmick rapper. I feel like I don't know. Am I the only person that thinks a Mexican dude who does fraud and pops fake perks and owns a lemur and makes really trash underground music? It's really funny. I guess not enough people. I guess it's kind of like a niche thing to find funny. But you know what I mean? Like, but anyways, I feel like a lot of bad music is circulated because, like, for example, another gimmick rapper, a whole lot of cheese. She's like this female rapper. Her music just sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It's like really weird. She like kind of screams and has this like deep voice in her music. I mean, I kind of understand. Like, I get like if done right, it could have probably been cool, but yeah, she just paid for a lot of promo, and yeah, it's not good, bro. Not. But anyways, now here's the thing though. I feel like being a gimmick rapper is almost like a necessity to go up if you're like an underground rapper today. Let me explain. Like, you can look at every one of these underground rappers, and the way they all go up is through like memes and like engaging posts and like funny lore or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an example. Think of Netspend. Netspend originally went up because everyone was hating on him for being trash. Like, him being trash was like the gimmick, if you think about it. And when I say gimmick, I'm just gonna say like device used to attract attention. Look at like Fresh Boy Swag. Fresh Boy Swag's gimmick was like the aesthetic and that his music was trash. Xavier So Bass was that his music was trash. Osama Sun, Goose Creek, I don't know. Like, oh Santa, like, oh, he's like a little kid and he's watching out for his parents in the back of his trousers. I don't know, there's like something funny, and there's always something like unserious that gains a bunch of attention for all these like little underground rappers. You know what I mean? But not all of them are gimmicks, you know? Like, some of them are just outright gimmicks. So the whole like conversation originally started because of Laserdisc. I really wouldn't say Laserdisc is a gimmick rapper because he has a couple of songs that are cool. Like, he can rap pretty well sometimes. And like the type of beats when they first came out were actually innovative. You know, so I would say like Laserdisc isn't a gimmick rapper. A gimmick rapper is someone like Nine Vicious to me, who just has no creativity and just does shit just to like. I feel like Nine Vicious and like he gets away with all this like nostalgia baiting, lack of creativity, because he's like the perfect underground, quote unquote underground rapper for like these TikTok fans. You know what I mean? These like TikTok underground fans, or I don't know, like I'm just gonna use the word mainstream underground fans. It's kind of like a funny term, but I feel like everyone watching this video gets it. But yeah. So first of all, I wouldn't really say this is a problem. I would just say it's like a product of all these like underground like pages getting bigger. I feel like there's so much more infrastructure, and there's so many more like all these scenes became so much more established, and that's like kind of created this lack of creativity and circle jerk among these smaller underground artists, which is why there's so many gimmicks or whatnot. But I will make one last point. I almost feel like there always have been gimmicks. Like, was Lil Pump a gimmick rapper? Was Smoke Perp a gimmick rapper? Like, they were playing a million gimmicks. You know what I mean? I feel like this has always been a thing, you know, especially in this type of SoundCloud underground. So yeah, I think some people are overreacting because number one, like the real gimmick rappers like Too Slimy, whatever, etc., they're just gonna be forgotten, you know, and everyone else is kind of just playing the game. So anyways, thanks for watching, and bye.